Hey folks, it's Jim from the Movie Wine here to review Ridley Scott's Prometheus. Set in the late 21st century, the story centers around the crew of the spaceship Prometheus as they follow a star map discovered among the remains of several ancient Earth civilizations. Led to a distant world and advanced civilization, the crew seeks the origins of humanity, but instead discover a threat that could cause the extinction of the human race. I think you're better off knowing as little as possible regarding plot details going into this flick, as it's part of the fun, but I do think people that are familiar with the Alien series and mythology will find this more enjoyable. Is it a prequel to Alien? Yes. Does it work on its own and exist within the same universe? Yes. Is it a masterpiece? Well, no. However, there's plenty to like, and it's certainly one of the better efforts from Scott in recent memory. This is an ambitious sci-fi flick with interesting questions, ideas, and themes, even if it doesn't entirely explore them as well as it could have. I will say this film could have been a disaster, and I'm glad Scott and screenwriter of the show Lost, Damien Lindelof, who rewrote the script, took a different direction with the film rather than just making it another Alien prequel or sequel with Sigourney Weaver as Ripley. First off, the film is absolutely gorgeous. The cinematography, art direction, costumes, and visual effects are state-of-the-art, and I wouldn't expect any less from Scott and his creative team. It's a visual feast for the eyes, and it's engaging on that level alone. In typical Hollywood fashion today, Scott's cast is younger and sexier than, say, his cast in the original Alien, and with a crew of 17 members aboard the spaceship Prometheus, as opposed to 7, there is far more bloodshed for the audience. Most of these characters are just fodder, while some of the main players are underdeveloped and cliched. These characters are lacking the colorful qualities of the previous cast within the first two films of the Alien franchise. This is where the film is a bit of a letdown. The dialogue doesn't help much either. Noomi Rapace as the archaeologist and believer in God, Elizabeth Shaw, is no Ellen Ripley, but the film's better for it as she is her own character, even if her arc is a bit muddled. Theron, who was originally intended to play Shaw, was reduced to a smaller, forgettable role due to her prior commitment to Mad Max 4. Here she instead plays the cold stock type character Meredith Vickers, a Wayland Corporation employee whose motivations are suspicious, but she hardly makes the kind of stamp in home as Ash made in Alien or Paul Reiser did as the corporate jerk-off Carter Burke in the following sequel. The talented Idris Elba plays a reliable but somewhat boring Captain Janek. Once again, he has very little to do. Logan Marshall Green as Charlie Holloway, another fellow archaeologist and lover of Shaw, willingly takes risks wanting to find the answers to the questions of mankind. The one who comes out looking the best is the scene stealer Michael Fassbender as the android David, a character of questionable motivations just like Meredith, but is far more intriguing. He isn't just some corporate lackey. Becoming more of an individual, he starts to develop his own curiosity and individual thoughts that motivate him. There are many masterful suspenseful sequences that rival the classic chestburster sequence or the scene where an alien closes in on Captain Dallas in the original film, but there's plenty of moments that will make you squirm, particularly one involving a required surgery, and unlike the rushed second hour of the flick, the first takes its time building tension, similar to Ridley Scott's first classic. Lindelof's script interweaves nods to previous films, along with themes of creation versus Darwinism and religion and faith versus science, and though he never answers them or at least fully explores them, he avoids spelling everything out to the audience. While the script could have used more time in the oven, as it were, the ambitious Prometheus is breathtaking with philosophical questions and various thrills. It's a good film that falls short of being a great one, but it's still worth checking out. I give it a see it. That's it for the Movie Wine. Have a good day, folks. Until next time.